here I am with our wisteria vine. Oh, sheesh, look at all this. Okay, well, this is a really interesting plant. It's Wisteria sinensis, also known as Chinese wisteria. And though you can see it's kind of gnarly, it's really actually very pretty. And it has these beautiful purple buds that in not long are going to just spill a flower that is that is really, really nice. And it'll smell really good too. But you can see I mean, these are like lassos, these things. And they use these to climb up trees. I've seen Wisteria sinensis climbing up through these trees and creating these drooping long vines of flowers. Really very pretty. But of course the vines are about as thick around as my wrist, and they're a pain in the ass to get out of the trees. These can really screw up your trees, and I've seen them take down trees in the area. So if you leave it untouched, it'll run rampant. But if you trim it, and you can really cut it almost down to the ground, it'll come back very aggressively. And it's leaning, you can see where it's kind of leaning here on this red maple, Acer rubrum. And the red maple is just now coming in with these really pretty little leaves. I imagine that this guy fell from this guy right here, because they're so close. But when I came in last year, this tree had wisteria just growing all through it, and it was really giving it a hard time. So I came back and I trimmed all the wisteria right off. It didn't bother the wisteria much, and it really is going to help the growth of this little guy here. So you got to give your plants a chance. Give the plants a chance, you know, because the vine can stay. It's not necessarily so invasive that I don't want it. But the tree, I would also like to see a tree grow, because trees are our friends, you know? And if you look at this, I mean, this thing grows pretty much like a tree, and you can guide it any way you want. We're actually thinking about taking one of the many wisteria plants in our backyard and running it on a trellis. Then it would just be a matter of sort of trimming it on the trellis. But this thing is fascinating, and you can see it gets real big and bushy. As this comes in the spring, I'll show you a little more, and you can see exactly how whip-like those vines can be. Really, it's as easy as just, and coming down here, you can see, look, take a look at this guy. This long guy is growing straight upward, straight up. That's incredible. Like a car antenna or something coming out of this ground root, wisteria. Incredible. So it just is climbing up, and it is going to eventually just snag that branch. So before it even really gets a start on that, I'm just gonna take that guy and clip him off right there. So now this is something I can either throw on the habitat, or I can burn it. I don't want to take any chances with wisteria, but there are places that we don't mind it growing. And if you look down here, we have even more wisteria plants in the distance. So we're trying to let this guy have a chance here. And if I let this run rampant, it will certainly climb right up and take over, and we don't want that. They can live side by side, and that's up to us, right? Look at this dog. Is that a sunshine doggy or what? Asima. Oh, muy guapo.